butt yet?
My butt is just fine.
He was able. See, I'm sitting in a little swivel chair. He's sitting on a hard chair, so he has to get up between episodes, and move his butt.
Move my booty.
Get it. And I need to stop doing this. I don't know why I'm doing this so often. Hello, happy campers. I'm Spike.
Hey, I'm Chris.
This is the show. And I guess I'm doing this because it is
show.
winter. It's starting colder. It's 2021. Got a brand new year. 2020 is finally frickin' over with.
Oh my goodness, yes.
Boy, that was a dumpster fire of a year, but hopefully 2021 will get a little better. But right here at the tail end of things, we had 2 movies released on the Christmas Day. Now, I've seen one, he's seen both, so we're going to go ahead, we're going to start off with a review of Wonder Woman 84. You're going to convince me, because I have not seen Wonder Woman 84, I have no desire to see it. This one's job is to convince me I want to see Wonder Woman 84. So, give me your review, tell me what you think. And
I'm going to fail so miserably on
You
this.
usually do, yeah. But anyway, go ahead and give us your review of Wonder Woman 84.
Alright, so I know there's a lot of mixed feelings out there about the movie. A lot of people are hating this movie, and to be honest, it's not that bad. It really isn't. You have this basically this magic crystal, pretty much, that comes into the hands of this what do you call the places that does, like, you know, artifacts and whatever, and researches and stuff.
Yeah, a museum.
Whatever they're called. Well, anyways, that's where Diana works at, of course, alongside of Cheetah, Chester Cheeto herself, works there as well. And they don't know what it is, but of course, you know, they know that it has the ability to make wishes come true. So, of course, you know, quietly in their minds, they're like, I wish Steve Trevor would come back. And what happens? Steve Trevor comes back. Oh, yeah, by the way, spoiler alert. I know you already know that he comes back, but this is all spoilers, so if you don't want to hear all this, don't watch it, okay? Of course, you probably won't watch this anyway. But anyway. Yeah, I mean, so Steve Trevor comes back in somebody else's body, okay? Which, honestly, there's a big plot hole right there. You got this one, the villain is basically this guy named Max. And he does commercials. He's trying to run an oil company and all that stuff. At least I think so. I'm not really for sure what he's trying to do. But basically what he's wanting to do is to show everybody that he is not a loser. Mostly toward his son, because there's a very big moment in the movie where this dude literally talks down and treats him and calls him a loser right in front of his son. And he tries to prove his son that, you know, you should never be stepped on. You're way better than this. And I'm going to prove you that I am not a loser myself and all that. Which he gets his hands on the rock, and he is literally able to absorb the crystal into him. He wants to become the crystal. So now he can grant any wish, which makes him huge popular, of course, around the world. But of course, with every wish, it takes away something from you. And I'm not talking about like, oh, somebody dies or anything, but it's like, for instance, Cheetah Girl. I'm going to call her Cheetah.
Yeah, you can write it. The character's name is Cheetah. Yeah, go ahead.
So, anyway, with her, she has the humanity side of her, and when she wants to become powerful and more, I guess, better looking, which honestly all she does is like take off her glasses, and that's pretty much it. And she's now hot, which is another downside of the whole movie, is that whole thing. So anyway, Max is out there in the world being able to have control of everything, even the president. The president does whatever he says. So, like, all this stuff, chaos is happening around the entire world. The whole world is messed up. In the meantime, Wonder Woman is not being Wonder Woman. She's being Diana. So it's her and Steve back together, but also trying to figure out how this all happens. And it goes on this big adventure. It's a really good movie. I've seen way worse. It does have issues. We've both seen way worse. Look, if you want to talk about, okay, there is a woman empowerment in this movie. I will say that. I try to ignore it because it's stupid. And the only reason why I say that is because there's this one scene where Cheetah Girl's walking down the street, and not one dumb guy, but like 4 dumb guys, and not huddled up in a group. These guys don't know each other. It's like, oh, this guy gets out of the car, woo, whistles at her. She keeps going. A guy across the street, hey baby, and all that stuff. And it's like, are you serious? Like, one, she's not all that hot, but hey, you know.
And
but
she's not wearing glasses.
But I mean, it's like, I don't know. That right there did get to me. I was just like, what the hell is this? Patty Jenkins knows better. She knows better. So I don't know why I think this was somebody else's idea. I'm just saying. It doesn't sound like her. She could have done this in the first movie, and she didn't. But then again, this movie was way better than Captain Marvel.
I think all movement's better than Captain Marvel. But
just saying. I know there's a lot of people that likes Captain Marvel. I don't know why. But I really did enjoy Wonder Woman. I think they did a great job. There's a thing where when Diana gets her wish and Steve's there, she loses her powers very slowly. Like her powers starts to leave. So she gets shot. She gets beat up, but she still keeps going. That to me was really great. I think that was a fantastic part. That she, you know, even though she keeps losing, she's still fighting. So I thought that was freaking fantastic. But yeah, I mean, all in all, it was a really good movie. Still think the first one's better. But I was okay with this. I'm not one of those haters that hated it. I mean, yeah, does it have its problems? Yes. But what movie does not have problems? I've seen movies that...
Airplane has no problem. Airplane is perfect in every single way. Anyway, go ahead.
Bravo on that one. I'll get you on that one. That's good. That's great. But, anyway. Yeah, I mean, I've seen movies that have way worse issues than what this one did. So, if you want to see this movie, I would suggest you go see it. It's on HBO Max, or go to the theater. It's playing at the theater.
Go to the theater. They like selling popcorn.
Yeah, and I got to hand it to 10th Frame Cinema here in our town. They do a great job of protecting everybody. And not to mention, they're finally getting new movies.
It took long enough.
So, hell yes. But anyway, yeah. See Wonder Woman 84. It is good. Oh, there is one problem I do have with this movie. Mm-hmm. Okay? The beginning scene. Well, okay, not the beginning scene. The beginning scene takes place on her back home and when she was a little girl. This takes place like maybe 5 minutes after that. The mall scene is so stupid and comical. It was horrible. First off, it was almost like 80s threw up everywhere. Too much 80s. They need to dial it back a little bit. Be like, okay, we get what year it is, but this is a little bit too much, okay? I mean, they made a note that, oh, show this cereal. Remember this cereal from the 80s? See that TV show? That was from the 80s. That shirt's from the 80s. Those shoes are from the 80s. It's like 80s world. And it was way too much. I was like, okay, hold on. The bad guys, they were robbing a... Hell, I don't even remember what it was. But it was in the mall. Like, the mall actually was there's a department store that was a cover-up of something much bigger, and these guys were robbing from it, and it's like, oh, wait, what? It's like, it was crazy, but they had so much stupid humor in it that I was just like, oh, please tell me this is not what everybody keeps talking about, why this movie sucks. Because, I mean, if this is the way it's going to be throughout the whole movie, no. But luckily it wasn't. But that whole mall scene, yeah, I did not like it. But that's all. After that, you forget about it, and you move on, and it goes on this big adventure, and yeah. So, but again, every movie has problems. I will say, go watch Wonder Woman 84.
Blues Brothers. Blues Brothers also perfect in every way.
Yes.
Yes, it was.
Okay, so
Anyway,
as you can tell, I have not sold nothing to him on this. So
He told me shit. Anyway, okay, so I understand this movie is like 2.5 hours long. I think it's like 100. I think I read it was like 159 minutes long, so it's like 2.5 hours long.
It's 2 hours
Is it
and
too
5
long?
minutes.
Is it too long?
Is it too long? No, it's
don't
not
think
too
it's too
long
long.
because I mean,
That's one of the main criticisms I'd heard, was that it was just way too long. To be honest, Hollywood needs to get back to the 90-minute film, unless you can justify. I mean, Lord of the Rings, yeah, you need a 2.5 hour film in order to get the story going. 3 hours maybe. Wonder Woman 84, no. Ghostbusters doesn't need to be a 3 hour film, for example. That would be a nice 90-minute range. Wonder Woman, I think. Superman should be a 90-minute film. Spider-Man, remember Into the Spider-Verse? That was about 90 minutes long, a little more.
I mean, look, I can see why everybody has issues with this movie. Whether it be too long or the fact that the bad guys were kind of lame. Cheetah was a little lame, but I get... Okay, so I'll point out the bad things about this movie. Cheetah, they literally took that story right off of Batman Returns from Catwoman. Okay, the Tim Burton, not the Catwoman movie. I'm talking about Tim Burton's Batman Returns. Selena Kyle's becoming her, the way she is in that movie. They stole it.
She's a furry.
Right from that. That's how Cheetah's pretty much.
Instead of a dominatrix, she's a furry.
Yeah.
Basically, yeah.
She became a furry. So there's that. They hyped up this golden wings through. You can see it everywhere. It's on the cover of the poster and in the trailers. She has these wings that is going to protect her, and when they had the one-on-one fight with her and Cheetah, those wings didn't last long. She didn't fight back. She just covered herself, and the wings were covered, and Cheetah was just slashing them through them like crazy, and I'm just like, well, that was a waste of whatever that was. Yeah, so there was that. I do like Max's character. I can't remember, what's his name?
Maxwell Lord.
Maxwell Lord.
Everybody was afraid he was going to be I thought he was supposed to be like a Trump allegory, but it was
See, I heard it twice from you and somebody else. And I was looking for it, and honestly, I didn't see it. He didn't act like anything like Trump at all. But, I mean, yeah. Somebody would probably be like, well, he wants power, so, something like that. But I didn't see it. But his... Like, at the end, when he stopped all of his craziness, it was literally like his son was the number one priority, and he was worried about his son. So then he's like, I take my wish back. I need to go help my son. And then that's pretty much it. So everything kind of goes back to normal. I mean, but I mean, it was kind of, I kind of see the comical part of everything, because if you're a fan of like the Wonder Woman TV series, you kind of see where it kind of like, okay, you know, because that was like what, 80s, what?
That was late 70s.
Late 70s.
He finally noticed the owl's on her third lap at least, and he finally noticed.
I was just like, but yeah, but I mean, those are the major problems I had. Other than that, I thought it was pretty good. I mean, still like the first one better though, but this was good.
And again, it comes down to a common complaint I have, at least with Hollywood these days. It's a lack of creativity. And the big problem is Superman, you can either portray him as, he's been portrayed as a big blue Boy Scout for years. Batman is rendered as the ultimate badass. What do you do with Wonder Woman? She's a masochist in a swimsuit. What do you do with her? She even has her own rope to tie people up with. Okay, and then she can deflect bullets with her wrists. Okay. You've got to have an idea of what your character is going in. All we know is she's a strong woman. Okay, thanks. Thanks for playing, Patty Jenkins. Thank you very much. And all your creators and stuff. And it's not Patty Jenkins' fault. Wonder Woman has never been developed properly. The idea in the first movie of the Greek gods, of the god of war and everything else being involved back in World War I, that more or less played with George Perez's reboot of the character back in the mid-'80s, where he made her essentially a part of the Greek pantheon. Well, with the Amazons and everything else, so he brought all the Greek gods into it. You've got to have a story to tell that needs Wonder Woman in it. Wonder Woman, honestly, as much as Superman is the big blue Boy Scout, Wonder Woman has been portrayed more often as being a hard-nosed political conservative. Despite the fact that she has boobs, she's still, in the comics anyway, always been treated as more of a conservative, especially once she got her little sword and became a little more hardcore Amazon. So she actually is a Republican character, if you want to introduce politics into it. Nobody in Hollywood wants to introduce that side, the Dirty Harry slash Death Wish slash Die Hard dynamic into it. But I think that probably would have been, especially in '84 when Reagan Mania was going wild all over America, before Hulkamania, by the way, when Reagan Mania was going wild and we had the Olympics in LA and we had all this stuff going on, '84 was a standout year for America, and you had to have bank robbers in a mall. Huh? What? They're heisting the Sears. What? Huh? What? Eh. So, no, you did not convince me to watch this film. If you're going to watch the film, try this experiment. Do go to the theater, and as soon as the movie starts, get up, go to the snack bar, get yourself a medium box of popcorn and a box of Reese's Pieces, and just take turns eating them through the movie. Guaranteed the best tasting stuff you'll ever have in the middle of a movie theater anyway. But if you're going to watch HBO Max, I would say probably just skip the first 30 minutes maybe, and then start watching it and see what you can do. Because like you said, the first part sucked.
Well, I mean, like the beginning where it shows where she's a child and she's on.
Did we not see her as a child in the first movie?
Yeah, but this one,
this
one shows like has a meaning to it about cheating, like to get your way and cheating and all that stuff is not exactly like the best thing.
Okay, I get it.
So there's like a strong meaning there.
I get it.
That I understand.
They show Diana as a child cheating, and the enemy and the guest villain of the year is Cheetah. I guarantee you this is what the writer thought. So that is their brilliant little touch right there.
Wow. You horrible
anyway.
person.
I think I'd rather see a 2.5-hour movie about Chester Cheetah than this. But anyway, so next video, we're going to review a much better film. Disney Pixar's new film Soul, which came out on Disney Plus, not in theaters. To be honest, I would rather see it in theaters, but we'll discuss it here next episode. Till next time, Spike,
Chris,
show. We'll see you all on the download, not the download, the download. Okay, don't say download in Hollywood, especially not once that defense bill passed and everything, because that lands you and pound me in the butt prison apparently if you do Hollywood dirty. So, till next time, kids. Ta.